Hey everybody, and welcome back to Loading Checkpoint. I'm Nick, and this is Minecraft Monday, I guess. We're back in Minecraft. It's been a couple weeks since I've actually come back into Minecraft, and I apologize for that. I know I said that I was planning on doing a sort of a bi-weekly sort of update with this, but I got caught up recording other stuff and other things happening in my life, so didn't have a chance to come back to Minecraft. But I think now is as good a time as any to get back into it. You might notice that there is a giant building here that is midway through construction, and we're going to be finishing that off today. I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do with this space, but it's I realized that we hadn't really done a lot of building. We built the farm, second episode. First episode, we just built the house. Need to do something with this one. We have lots of space here, lots of open space. Had to clear out some trees, but there's lots of stuff that you can do in Minecraft. So let's get into it. While I'm building, I'm gonna talk to you about some games that I'm excited about that are coming out or have actually just been released in the last couple of weeks. Oh, damn. So the first game that I wanted to talk about is a game called Civilization Beyond Earth. Now, this is a game that was just released over the weekend, but it's really exciting because it's sort of a spiritual successor to to a long-standing franchise, or at least the game that it's actually the successor to isn't a franchise in itself. It was a game that had a single release, but it did very well, and it got a very large following, and because of that, people regard it quite highly. And that's a game called Alpha Centauri. And Alpha Centauri, if you're not familiar with it, most gamers these days, PC gamers or otherwise, are familiar with the Civilization franchise. And Alpha Centauri took that original Civilization format and decided to put it in space. So that's literally what it was. It was just Civilization in space, which is, pretty cool. And it got a lot of, like I said, it was critically acclaimed. Lots of people regard it very highly, and it's a really exciting thing, and it was a really exciting thing in the video game industry. What's a really exciting thing now is that they just announced Civilization Beyond Earth, which is going to be basically Alpha Centauri, but modernized into the Civilization 5 engine, which is pretty damn slick. So that's really exciting to me for obvious reasons. I keep running out of supplies. It's kind of embarrassing. So yeah, it's just really exciting, and they don't have an official release date for it yet. It just says fall of 2014, but fall of 2014, that's coming a lot faster than we might think. So keep an eye on that. I'll keep you guys updated if there's any more information that comes out about it. But it's definitely a game that I'm looking forward to getting my hands on and giving a try. Next game that I wanted to talk to you about that doesn't actually have a release date yet, is a game that I actually just discovered today. It's a game called There Came an Echo, and it's a game that's actually been in development since, well, I guess February of 2013. It was originally actually a Kickstarter campaign in February of 2013, and so they must have been working on it since then. I don't actually know a lot about the project. I just sort of stumbled across a sort of a reveal trailer today about what the gameplay is going to look like. But it looks really interesting, and the core concept of the game, the real selling point, is that the game is going to feature heavily the ability to give your squad voice commands. I guess I should let you know it's supposed to be like a real-time strategy game, so there's going to be a lot of tactical decisions, sort of in almost an XCOM sort of fashion. I think it looks that way anyway from the reveal trailer. And but you're going to be focusing on giving your squad commands via voice, which is really interesting. Another kind of cool thing about the game is that it actually features some semi-famous voice actors in the form of Will Wheaton, who is internet darling, and Ashley Birch. who is really famous on the internet for being one of the core members, and I think one of the probably the main member of the series called Hey Ash, What You Playin'? So yeah, they both have offered to lend their pipes to the game, which is a very very cool sort of thing to have some noticeable and well-known figures giving their voice talent to this sort of game lends it a little bit more credibility, and it looks like a really interesting project. I don't know a whole lot about it, like I said before, but I'm going to definitely keep my eye on it, and I'll let you guys know if anything further comes of it. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, yes. Okay, so there's a very creepy video game company called Frictional Games. And Frictional Games develop games like Amnesia. In fact, they developed Amnesia. Not like Amnesia, they developed Amnesia. Both of them, in fact. And they they're known for doing horror really well. Well, they've decided that they're going to do another game, and I guess this one isn't a recent reveal. It's actually something that's been out there for a couple months now, but I only discovered it over the last week, and it looks really creepy. The game that they're developing is called Soma, and where Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and Amnesia Machine for Pigs kind of put you in a almost a medieval fantasy sort of setting, what Soma does is it takes you into either modern day or near future, but gives you it looks really creepy. I don't know. I struggle to kind of describe exactly what it's going to be about, because sometimes I have a hard time wrapping my brain around it myself. But from the gist of it, it looks like you worked on some sort of scientific research base, and something went wrong that involved machines possibly gaining sentience, and there's just a whole bunch of really messed up stuff, and you guys should check it out. I'll definitely link a little video for you guys to watch, but you need to look at it because it looks really creepy. I'm not doing it justice explaining exactly what it's going to be like, but man, just wow. Yeah, check it out. It looks really creepy. It'll be great, and we'll all laugh and cry and die at the same time, and it'll be fantastic. So yeah, what else? So those are the three games that I wanted to talk to you about that, they don't have official release dates yet. Soma, I guess I didn't mention, is supposed to be coming out early 2015, I think is the projected release date, which, doesn't tell you a whole lot, but they're obviously putting a lot of work into it. But okay, so that's all well and good, games that you can be excited about that don't have a release date, but people want tangible things, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about a couple of games with release dates that are confirmed. The first game that I wanted to talk to you about is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, and now that's a game that has been announced. It was announced a couple of months ago, and people got rightfully very excited about it. It's a Lord of the Rings game, but it's not based on any of the written material by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's actually its own unique storyline. It's supposed to bridge the events between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And it looks very, 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 very cool. They're doing a really interesting mechanic with something called the Nemesis system. And basically, you're playing a ranger that was supposed to be guarding the Black Gate into Mordor, that was then killed, but he is brought back to life with wraith-like abilities, so he can turn invisible, and he can, I don't know, do all sorts of really nasty stuff. And you're out there trying to kill the people who killed you, basically. And it's gotten dark. I should go and sleep. The gameplay mechanics for it look, somewhat like a hybrid of Assassin's Creed, and there's a little bit of a combo combat system in there, and I don't know, it just looks very, very cool. It's a very, very polished looking game, and it looks like a very exciting sort of title to be watching. They finally actually gave a confirmed release date of, October 7th of this year. So it's going to be coming out for the fall season, Lots of people are going to be really excited about it, I'm sure. You guys should check out the video. I'll link to you to some of them here and in the description. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be really cool. But now, the game that I'm the most excited about out of all of these titles, and the one that is actually coming out the earliest, which is, really awesome, is Transistor. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Transistor is being made by a company called Supergiant Games, and Supergiant Games was responsible for a game called Bastion, which I regarded as the best game of 2011. And that's saying a lot, because that's the year that Battlefield 3 came out, that's the year that Skyrim came out, that's the year that a lot of really big titles came out, but I regard Bastion as the best of the bunch for that year. And there's a good reason why. If you've played Bastion before, you know that it was really a masterpiece. They had such a beautiful art direction rather. They had one of the really coolest narrative mechanics that I've ever encountered in a game, and it just became this really, really, really interesting and heartfelt journey that you took throughout this game. And Transistor is coming out from the same people. It has the same writers behind it, has the same art director behind it, and it looks really, really interesting. It's a turn-based / real-time strategy game. So the combat mechanics look like they pit you basically as doing you can set your orders for what you would like to do in combat, but then you can also just run around and do them in real time as well. And I don't know, it takes a lot to explain this game, and I don't want to ramble on too much about it, but you guys should really check it out, and you'll understand exactly why I'm so excited about it. It just got a release date over the weekend of May 20th, which is coming up very, very quickly, and I'm definitely going to be playing it on the channel and showing you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I might even try and cram in a Bastion playthrough before it comes out, because they're just both... Well, Bastion was such a fantastic game, and I'm sure that Transistor is going to follow that up, and, they're both just worth sharing with everybody. So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk to you guys about with game news. I've done a really bad job of narrating while also building. I've only gotten this little bit done since I started talking about Transistor. But before I go, I wanted to give a big tip of the hat and nod to a buddy of mine named David. David has done a lot to really support me with this channel, and he's helped share some of the videos, and he's given me a lot of pointers on what he thinks makes a successful YouTube channel. And I wanted to give him my thanks for that, and I wanted to help support him with his own channel. He does a series on a channel called Midnight Marinara, and the title is a little bit tongue-in-cheek because he steals his well, I shouldn't say he steals. He gets his material from the website Creepypasta. And for those of you who don't know, Creepypasta is basically a fan submission website where people from all around the world can come in and submit their own horror stories. And it's quite well known in certain circles on the internet. And David, he takes the material on the website of Creepypasta and he turns it into radio plays. So he's turning like actual narratives into like straight narratives, rather, novels and short stories and stuff like that, and he turns them into radio plays, which is a really, really, really interesting idea and not something that I would have thought of. But he's done a really good job with a lot of his videos, and I've actually helped him out with a couple of them, and I feel kind of remiss for having not mentioned it on this channel before, because he really deserves the support. And if it's I'm obviously helping out, so other people should know about it. So you guys should definitely check it out. I'll link to a couple of the videos, including the ones that I was actually in on his channel, and you guys should definitely check them out. They're very easy to sort of turn on and leave on in the background while you are busy doing other things. Sort of a podcast format, but the stories are really, really great. David's done a good job adapting a lot of the stories to actual radio plays, and it's definitely worth listening to and worth devoting some time to doing. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I'll finish up this roof here off of video, and then we'll continue building it next time. But yeah, I wanted to thank everybody again for watching. Thank you for all the support as always, and we'll see you again next time.